Hey YouTube, what's up? Hamster 4, was it a 9? Yeah, it's 495. I'm going to do a follow-up video to my deck profile. It's going to be wind-ups and how to do all their shenanigans, basically. I'm going to try and do this for every deck profile of my decks that I do, plus every profile of whatever deck I can do. So I'll get a deck profile and then I'll get them to run through the combos and stuff and do it in separate videos, just for time issues and more videos and whatnot. But anyway, I'm going to show you in this video how to A, first turn loop, B, how not to loop with the same cards, because people just seem to think that wind-ups are herp derp, I do the loop, you lose. It's so much more than that. There's so many options with this deck. It is like I'm playing my X-Saber deck again. I really love playing X-Sabers just because of all the options we had. It was fantastic. But anyway, on with the video. I'm going to show you how to first turn loop now. Okay, so to first turn loop, you need an in-hand shark and an in-hand wind-up magician. In your deck, you will need triple wind-up rat and a magician and a hunter. In your hand, to end the loop, if you have either of these two, you end up at like plus a million. It's great. But if you don't, you end up with the Zen mains and you're still plus a lot anyway from just these two cards. So first off, for those of you who don't know how to do it, if you do know how to do it, well, good for you, well done. If you don't know how to do it, first thing you'll do, you will summon your wind-up magician, at which point you can special summon wind-up shark from your hand, which triggers the magician. If your opponent has a Veiler or a Maxi, they will use it now, and at that point you special summon. If they use Maxi, you special summon your wind-up rabbit, XYZ into Utopia, and pass. If they Veiler, you XYZ into Utopia and pass. So there's that. That's how you play around those pesky hand traps. It's quite simple. But anyway, you special summon a magician off the magician, off this one. Then you use Shark's effect to go to level 3, which triggers this magician, which brings out wind-up hunter. You use the hunter to pop a magician. That's one card gone from your opponent's hand. Next, you XYZ into the carrier. You use the carrier's effect to detach the hunter. Search your deck for a wind-up rat. Use the rat's effect to special summon the hunter back. Tribute off a magician. That's 2 cards. And then you XYZ into the carrier again. I really should have had these ready. Stupidity. Anyway, XYZ into the carrier again. And then you detach, special a rat, use its effect, get a hunter, pop a Zen Mighty. At this, you should be summoning your Zen Mighties in defense, because it will be your first turn if you do this. You should only be doing this loop on your first turn, because, well, if you don't do it, if you do it on anything other than your first turn, they'll be able to stop it pretty much with various traps like Fiendish and all that jazz. Fiendish hurts a lot more than Veiler does. Anyway, that's 3 cards gone. You go into there, get your last Zen Mighty. Pop, detaching the hunter, special a rat, use the rat's effect to special the hunter. Hunter tributes a Zen Mighty, and then you go. If you don't have the shark, if you don't have a shark in hand, you just simply go into Zen mains and pass. They have 2 cards in. They have 2 cards in hand to your 4, which is crazy, because you've got that and that on the field from 2 cards. Now, if you do have the shark, or you manage to open up with a factory, you use the factory at any point when a wind-up monster's effect activates to get a shark from your deck to your hand. If you do have the shark, on that last XYZ, you will go for MX Saber Invoker in attack mode because it's attacked a lot higher. Then you detach the Hunter, special a Soldier in defense. This allows you to special summon the Shark. Bump it up to 5. Get you a Tiras. There is 3, 1, 4, 4, 5, 1, 5, 7 attack there. With your opponent only has 2 cards. Well, they'll have 1, but then they'll draw to 2. So your opponent will have 2 cards and end up, they'll need Miracle top decks unless you're playing Insectors, or Agents do really well against the loop as well. If you're playing Insectors or Agents, try to just out advantage them, which Insectors isn't as easy as it sounds, but with Factory and Zen Mighty and Shark and Zen Mains and everything else that just nets you advantage, it's not too hard to conceive. Like, it's conceivably possible to out advantage Insectors. So there's that loop. Okay, now if you lose your dice roll and go second, or you end up acquiring your Magician and your Shark at a later point in the game, this is something I like to do, and it's something people really don't expect for some reason, and I don't know why, because it's just, again, you need an in-hand Shark, and in-hand Magician, in-hand Shark. Now, if you don't open up with this, but you open up with, say, a Factory and a Rabbit, the Rabbit is just bonkers for the pure and simple reason that Rabbit just goes, on your opponent's turn, you banish him. You search for your Magician, or you search for your Shark. You search your Shark first. He's better off in hand. And then he comes back in your standby phase. If your Factory is still up, then you go back, banish him again, and get you these 2 cards in 2 turns. So there's that. And now you summon your Magician. You special your Shark. Again, you special summon Wind-Up Magician in defense. Now, if you somehow manage to open up with those and another Shark, you can keep going from here, but this is where you can either go bump Shark to 5, bring out your Tiras. Simple. Bring out Utopia. There's that. Then you have a Utopia, a Tiras, and your Rabbit coming back in the next standby phase. So you get another search for, if they all end up dying, you just search for Rat, XYZ for Carrier, and, you continue your shenanigans. If you have the Shark in hand by some magical... If you only need the 1 search to get your combo of these 2, Shark and Magician, yeah. Then you use the second Factory search to search another Shark, and this is where it gets good. You go summon your Magician, special your Shark, special Magician. Shark then puts itself to 3, which gets you a Wind-Up Hunter because he is the best target for it, regardless of whether they have a hand or not. I find that when I'm playing against people and they know I'm playing wind-ups, they will just go set and say, find the spells and traps in that, come at me, bro. But anyway, you go to that, you go 3. Instead of going into the Carrier, because you'd much prefer to summon 3 at a time, you go into Invoker, who then, same as last time, detaches a Hunter, specials a Soldier in defense mode, and then you special the Shark from your hand. Then you go 5, you have Tiras, you have Utopia. So you'll end up from 2 turns in, if you open up with Factory and Rabbit, 2 turns in, you should have a field that looks something like this. Tiras, Utopia, Invoker. Easy enough. Other combos with the deck. Well, after that, if you opened up how I described, you'll have your rabbit coming back. Then you detach from, you'll have your rabbit coming back, at which point you can either, you can detach from Invoker, summon that, but that there is almost enough for game. If you have a level 3 in hand, just XYZ into like Giga Brilliant, and that's game. If you don't have the XYZ, if you don't have a level 3 in hand, you just send the rabbit back out, get a rat, detach a shark from somewhere, and switch. Well, you don't even need to detach the shark because your hunter's in the grave. Switch XYZ, Giga Brilliant. They're my two main combos that I like to use. Just when you open up with either shark or and magician, they're the cards you want to get to. They're your linchpins. You should be running 3 of each. That's basically all I have. Good to talk to you again, YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Other rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah, good. That's 2 of the combos. I'm sure there's plenty more that apparently I don't have time to do because I went too in depth with it, but we'll cover that. Maybe I might do another one, we'll see. Just some more of the little intricate combos like rabbits and magicians banishing so you can get 3s and 4s, 1 turn 3s and then a 4 sort of thing. But we'll end up with that. We'll do that a bit later. Anyway, cheerio YouTube.